What's up, Big Wrist Syndicate? It's your boy Joey, back with another video. And before I even get started, I want to give a shout out to my Jaguars. You know, we're just a small market team. We're doing big shit, you know what I'm saying? So good luck to them in the playoffs. We got to slay the Bills. Sorry, Josh Allen, this isn't your year. So with that being said, if you watched my last video, I kind of sort of shit on the Titan Erebus. You know, from Jody from Just One More Watch, his brand. But in all fairness, that watch has issues. It had a lot of quality control issues. So I'm thankful that my boy Tony let me hold the watch for that review and get some hands on with it. But I was at PT today, you know, trying to fix this lame ass shoulder of mine. And I started thinking, what if people aren't keen on buying watches from San Martin? They're not keen on buying watches off of AliExpress that they might feel like it's a scam or whatnot. So I started thinking like, well, what other watches do I own that I personally would buy and I have bought over the Erebus Titan? And for me, it's Aragon. I was actually looking at this watch today as I was doing physical therapy, and I was like, I could compare that Titan to my Aragon EVOs that I have. They're 44mm, 44 or 45. No, they're EVO 44s. So yeah, same case size, same specs, but I'm gonna show you why you should think about Aragon before buying an Erebus. So let me turn this camera around. Let's get in. All right. So here we have the Erebus 44mm 316L stainless steel helium escape valve 22mm bracelet, the engineer bracelet. It does have the quick release on the bracelet, which is nice. The lume on this watch is phenomenal. The lume on the crown, that's a nice touch. You know, I really couldn't find a whole lot to complain about with this watch, except for that case back and the misalignment of the bezel. Other than that, this watch is a certified go. 44mm, that's Big Wrist, you know, that's Big Wrist Syndicate all day. So, but also this is right at $500 before you pay the tariffs, you know, shipping or whatnot. They're based out of Australia, right? Okay. And the one I compared it to was a San Martin from China. You know, some people want to shit on it. You know, some people don't. You know, some people love San Martin. I love San Martin. I think you get a lot of watch for the money. But some people they don't want to buy from AliExpress. They don't want to buy a Chinese watch. Okay. So Aragon is a company based out of Florida. Mr. Wing. Mr. Wing is very personable. I've talked to him several times on Facebook. He will not give me a review unit. So every Aragon you see on my channel, I have bought except for one, which was gifted to me by Chris from the Budget Watchman over in the UK because it was too big for him. So me and him made a trade out. We're good to go. But I bought this one, I bought this one, and I bought this one, if it'll focus. And I actually have one more coming because I bought it on clearance. But Aragon is based out of Florida. They're a United States micro brand. And these watches to me are phenomenal. So I'm gonna show you this line that I'm gonna show you is called the Aragon EVO 44. So this one has a Damascus dial, has ceramic bezel. I probably should have cleaned these before I put them in front of the camera, but you know, it is what it is. But the dial on this thing is sick. Me personally, I come from, you know, the automotive background as an automotive photographer. And if you've ever owned an old car, you know what an oil slick looks like under your car. So you're like, oh shit, you know, what's leaking now? So For some reason, that Damascus dial to me reminds me of some of my old cars that, you know, leaked oil in my driveway. When that rain hits, boy, you know it. But Damascus dial, so sick. Ceramic bezel, piano black. The lume on this watch is terrific. No, it's not a full lume dial like that, you know, like the Erebus, but 44mm helium escape valve, 22mm, fold over clasp, signed by Aragon. Got 3 micro adjustments on the strap. You get the exhibition case back with the Aragon blue rotor that they're known for. Screw down case back. This, I'll put the stats of this after I show the next one. I'll show you how much these are. And we'll go to the website and we'll look at it. But 44mm Damascus dial. Guess how much? Just north of $200. I think it's $215 on the website. $215 shipped from the US, and you get a US micro brand. Okay, here's the second one, and wow, this one's cheaper than that one. I have no idea. Now, I've put this on a blue Stingray strap to go with the abalone dial. I was going for that, you know, that sea theme. So this comes on this bracelet. So imagine that to that, right? But I was going for that sea theme, you know, because we live close to the beach. I'm right here in Northeast Florida, you know, less than 20 minutes away from the ocean. So put on the Stingray, and to me, this dial is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how close I can get to the camera. Yeah, okay. All right. I see you, player. I see you, Mr. Wing. You're doing your damn thing. But that abalone dial, that's chef's kiss to me. That thing is so sexy. Is it the knurling, they say? The knurling on the crown. Easy to grip. The bezel action on these is so good. Crisp. Oh, and guess what? They align. No issues. Except for my fat finger overspins that bitch. So yeah, there's no issues with the bezel on this thing. That piano black looks so good. I just got fingerprints all over it again. I'm not cleaning it. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Oh, yeah. But now, this is where Erebus is going to get something over the Aragon when it comes to the dial. The 6 o'clock date window. Now, if Mr. Wing was to take and move his date window down to the 6 o'clock, and I would say either do a blue or purple or teal color on the date wheel. I don't even know the hell you call it, the sub dial. If you was to make that color match to the dial with white as the lettering, the numbers, and put it at 6 o'clock with a round window, I think that was just sick. And also too, at 44mm, this is a bigger watch. This is okay. Here's another thing where the Erebus is going to get a check over the Aragon. 44mm, and God, the weight difference between these two is unreal. It's at the 4 o'clock position, so you don't have this digging in your wrist. Luckily, this one's pretty flat, so it's not going to dig into the top of your hand. But even, 48mm, it's at 4 o'clock. Anything above 42, I would move the crown to the 4 o'clock position because it's way more comfortable to wear than at the 3 o'clock digging in the, in the top of your hand. So they did right on this one, but it's at the 3 o'clock position. I would move it to the 4, move the date window, make it round, put it at 6, and do a color matched date wheel with white numbers. And to me, that's the only thing. That is the only thing I would change on this watch. Everything else is good to go. The hands are perfect. You have enough contrast in the color. The lume is great. So that's an up close of the EVO 44 abalone on that blue Stingray, custom made for my big wrist. See how close I can get with the Damascus so you can see it. See that oil slick. There you go. Yesterday. Oh yeah, you get all the colors. Like, damn, my shit's really leaking oil today. So yeah, same thing here. I would select one of those colors in that dial: rust, teal, blue, purple, that aqua color. Make that the date wheel with white numbers down at the 6 o'clock. You don't even have to move that. You don't even have to move this. But I mean, if you want to make Big Daddy happy, move it at 4 o'clock. And I will never buy. If he did that, I would never buy another watch from another brand. Aragon would be the only watch I'd buy. And 2, here's why these companies want to do this. I have no idea. Both watches. Both. Now, Aragon has a dragon as one of their logos, but he does not put them on the watch. Why? I have no idea. If you remove that Aragon name and you use your dragon logo and put it up at the 12 o'clock and in between the center of the watch and that 12, and just drop the name. I mean, keep your name, keep the name, but drop the same with the Erebus. Everybody knows that Erebus logo. You don't have to put the logo and the name. Drop the name. Just put the Erebus logo and make it symmetrical between the center of the watch and that 12. But I mean, they're not Invicta. I'd give them that. So that shit's not blasted all over everything on his watch. But I would drop the names, use the logos, and you'd be fine. But let's look at some watches from Aragon that they have on sale right now. And today is the 6th of January. So let's go over here and check this out. All right, so here we are at Aragon's website. So the Aragon that I'm showing is the EVO 44. So here's the abalone. You can get it for $185. $185. And they give you options to other, stuff that you could check. Mesh bracelet, a NATO with red stripe. Why you want that? No. NATO, no. Even a sizing pin pusher. Okay, cool. But that's how it looks on that bracelet. It looks phenomenal. Everything about this watch is perfect. Almost perfect. But here's your, it has the NH35, 44 millimeters, 51 millimeter case length, 13 millimeters thick. Not bad at all. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, screw down crown, stainless steel, 9-inch. I had to take links out for this bitch to fit my wrist. So that's a bonus if you got big wrist. 550 meters. Damn. Okay. 7.7 ounces. Right. I don't know exactly how much the Erebus weighs. I'll look it up here in a second. But $185 and ships in 3 to 5 days. Depends on what you pay for. Right. Back arrow. Here's the Damascus. 215. Right. But Mr. Wing always has these specials going on. So he just had a birthday. I really wish I would have got this dial. I don't know why I didn't. Stupid me. But these GMTs 40 millimeter, 50 millimeter. I wish there was a 45 in between, but I actually just ordered this one. This will be the largest watch I have in my collection at 50 millimeters. GMT, piano black. Classy. Classy. I like this. I like this. What we got for the holiday specials? Dive Master with the Central. Okay. Now this is where you're gonna get some. This is where you're gonna get some pricey ones. You know, these are over $600. Miss me with that. So here is, that's a 42 millimeter, the one I have on right now. This junk. You know, if you like small shit, I'm big shit popping, so I can't help you there. What else we got? A yellow dial is good. $128. Hell yeah. So I mean, he always has sales going on, and he's not trying to knock your head off either. Like I really wish that I could get a review unit from him, because I want to review one of these chronographs. I have been on a chronograph kick, and automatic, that is sexy. 48 millimeters, sexy. Gate window at the 6 o'clock, sexy. Come on. That is legit. So we're on the holiday special. Yeah. Okay. See what he got on clearance. Clearance. He got some real good parents. So $139, $129. Okay. This is a titanium watch. What? Titanium. 50 millimeters, 57 millimeter lug. Holy shit. That's a big watch. Love it. NH35, 13.6 millimeters thick, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, you know, screw down crown, titanium. Look at the weight, 4.2 ounces. That mug is lighter than cotton. So, but it also comes on a rubber strap, but you can add 24 millimeter titanium bracelet for 160. So then you take that 130, add it to the 160, and then you're getting out there in price, but you're still cheaper than the Erebus Titan. And that bitch ain't made out of titanium. It's made out of stainless steel, and that is a heavy son of a bitch. So that being said, I'm rocking Aragon. So I will never own an Erebus, and I'll tell you where my negativity comes from and why I love Jody. I love his shtick. I love, you know, just one more watch. He was the #1 channel that I watched in 2025. I've gone down that rabbit hole so many times watching his channel with all the watches. You know, he was huge on AliExpress watches. He never really pushed his watch brand. I went and checked him out just for shits and giggles, and I saw the Erebus Titan, right? I'm like, hell, I'm a Titan. I'm 6'6", 295 pounds. I am a walking giant amongst average men. I was like, let me reach out to them. So I reached out to Erebus. I was like, hey, you know, can I get a review unit? You know, I'll sign a waiver, whatever. Now, and the response that I got was, oh, your channel's not big enough. You know, we're going to pass it this time. All right, cool. I never said anything about it. I never bitched about it, never complained about it. It kind of gave me, it put a spark under my ass to get my channel going. I reached out to Long Island Watches. They didn't have any issue. Hell yeah, we'd love to help. Shoop. They sent me out a watch that week. They've sent me several watches now. I've never had to sign anything. It's just in good faith that I send them back. And you know, that's how it should be. I didn't want to watch for free. I will pay to have it shipped. You know, I've paid to have these watches shipped back, right? It's give and take. I reached out to Christopher Ward. Everybody loves Christopher Ward. I had to sign a 12-month lease on the watch. I was like, hell, I don't need it for that long. So I had it. I maybe had it a month, maybe 2 months, if that. Gave it a fair review. I hated the colors. I love the watch. But I gave my honest review on the watch, and they thanked me for it. you know, and I sent the watch back. But for you to think that your company is bigger than what it is, nah. So no, I will never own an Erebus. I will never reach out to them again to ask if I can review one of their watches. The only reason I got this watch is because a friend of mine owns it, and I asked him if I could look at it and give a review. He said, yeah. He goes, and here's my moans and niggles, or whatever the hell he says. But y'all stay saucy, keep it funky, and always keep Aragon in the back of your mind when you're looking at watches. If you're not wanting to buy San Martin, if you don't want to buy AliExpress and you want to support an American brand, think Aragon. But y'all keep it funky, and we're out. Peace.